Good morning, everyone. This is Justin Firks, Superintendent of Schools. First and foremost, I'd like to thank everyone who has submitted questions to our FAQ email address. We've received a number of questions from parents and community members. Today, we're going to go through a number of those questions and provide responses to you as we prepare for the reopening of school this August, and to hopefully provide the necessary information to help give guidance on what your decision is going to be moving forward. Okay, question number one. What is the deadline for parents to decide on option C, the online? Yesterday, we placed information on our district website in regards to the Miami County ESC and the online distance option that's being provided to parents and students in the district. We also included a Google document for folks to review the website and then make a decision on whether they're going to participate in option C or not. The deadline for submission for the online distance learning option C would be August 7th. This will allow the ESC to create the necessary courses and also enroll students into that option. So option C deadline is August 7th, 2020. Question number two, how does option C work with children who have IEPs and support services? Great question. Option C, students will still remain a student at Bethel Local Schools on option C. Those students with disabilities who are on IEP or need additional support services will be linked to their current intervention specialist teacher. Here at Bethel Local Schools, the intervention specialist teacher will provide the necessary accommodations, modifications. They'll continuously review the IEP to make sure all the services and necessary supports are in place for those students. They'll be directly in contact with the families on a regular basis. We'll still have the ETR and the IEP meetings, and we'll ensure that all students receive the necessary supports they need to be successful here at Bethel Local Schools. Question number three, if there's a positive case in the classroom and exposed kids are made to quarantine at home, will you require testing of those children before they return to school? Or even if quarantined, will testing be a requirement for children in any circumstance in order to attend school in person? If you review page 5 of our reopening plan, titled Returning to School After Illness and Communications When a Student or Staff Member Tests Positive for COVID-19, it indicates and clearly outlines the plan and process that's in place for the district. The Miami County Health Department will be leading that process. They will immediately be coming into the district as soon as a phone call is made and a positive test decision is rendered. They'll do contact tracing throughout the district. They'll be in communication not only with the district, but also families, the students, and the staff to let them know where we're at in the process. The Miami County Health Department will determine the length of quarantine. They'll determine who is quarantined and for how long. So really, that'll be across the board for all districts in the county. And it's a way to allow the experts to take over and to handle what their strength is, which is obviously the medical concerns. So we will do everything we can to cooperate with the Miami County Health Department, but immediately from the get-go, they'll take over the investigation. Question number 4, will face coverings or masks be provided to the students? The district will provide a supply of masks that we'll have available not only in our offices, but also on the buses and in the nurses' clinic. We will ask that parents, though, provide an initial mask for their student or children. The district will have an oversupply of masks so that if a student forgets one or if they misplace one, we'll be able to give one to them. But we do ask for safety and security and health of our students and staff that families provide their own for their children in the district. Question number 5, where can we learn more about the ESC? What is the name of the online academy from the ESC and the requirements, classes, and if there is flexibility in hours the kids can work and home? It's a great question. The ESC stands for the Miami County Educational Service Center. All districts in the state of Ohio are required to partner with an ESC in their county. The ESC essentially provides services to districts, especially small rural districts where budgets are tight, to give them the necessary resources they need to be successful. So a lot of our ESC employees that we have employed here at Bethel are our classroom aides. We do have some special education personnel that's employed by the ESC. We do have some other personnel throughout the district that are ESC employees. It essentially allows the district to get the necessary resources they need while not having to pay for an abundance of insurance and salaries. And so the ESC provides a lot of personnel to districts all throughout the county. And they also help with school psychologists, special education services, gifted services. Our curriculum director, Jay Borchers, is employed through the ESC. And so that's kind of where ESC's originated from and how our partnership with the ESC currently works. You can find the ESC's website at www.miami.k12.oh.us to find all kinds of good information in regards to the ESC, what they provide, and how they partner with local schools, not only in Miami County, but in all 88 counties throughout the state of Ohio. In regards to the partnership with the online academy, the Miami County ESC has partnered with Schools PLP. Once again, if you check our district website at bethelk12.org, you will find a link with information in regards to School PLP that'll have videos, informational documents to learn more about the plan and the program. Parents can fully expect kids in grades kindergarten through 5 to probably spend between 2 or 3 hours a day educationally online. Students in grades 6 through 12 should plan on spending around 5 to 7 hours per day on online instruction. Although your students will remain a student of Bethel Local Schools, it will be an ESC certified teacher that oversees the program. Now, our staff here at Bethel Local Schools will continue to have access to the program. They'll be able to have input on the curriculum being taught. They'll be able to progress monitor students to ensure that your children are being successful in maintaining their academic standards that you expect of them. The staff will also be able to add and subtract curriculum based on what they teach here at Bethel and if it fits into the standards that we expect here at Bethel Local Schools. So it does have a lot of flexibility for our students, and it still keeps them connected to Bethel Local Schools, and it also still allows them to participate in co-curricular and extracurricular activities. So if parents here at Bethel decide to choose option C, your students can still participate in such activities as band required. Now they may need to come on campus for that class period and participate in that class, but they still can participate. Your students can also still participate in extracurricular activities. Once again, they would need to come on campus during those times to have National Honor Society participation, scholastic team, soccer, volleyball, football. We would ask though, if families choose option C and want their kids to continue to participate, they will have to provide their own transportation on campus. So you can find a lot of information in regards to Schools PLP located on our website. You will also find a link to the Miami County ESC, and you can check out more information there as well. Next question has to do with how will extracurricular and co-curricular activities be handled with option C in distance learning. We kind of just targeted that and hit that already. Your students will remain here at Bethel Local Schools. They will still have the option to participate in all co-curricular and extracurricular activities and still remain a student at Bethel Local Schools. Also, just a friendly reminder, with option C, parents will have to choose one semester at a time. And so if you choose option C, you'll be making a commitment until after the first semester. At the end of the first semester, you can reevaluate if you want to continue with option C for the remainder of the 2020-2021 school year, or if you want to try to look at returning to Bethel Local Schools for the second semester. Next question, how will physical education be handled with option C and distance learning? It's another great question. Physical education is not a requirement in the state of Ohio unless you're in high school and you need it for graduation purposes. So if you're an incoming junior or senior and you choose option C, especially if you're a senior and you need a physical education credit for graduation, we will be flexible and we will work with those families to ensure that your children have a physical education credit for graduation. The last thing we want to do is to not allow a student to graduate because of phys ed. There is opportunities for students to sign up and do an online physical education. There is also the opportunity if parents want to send their kids here for a class period to take physical education. More than likely, if you choose option C, we will not have PE for middle school or elementary kids. Next question, how will school fees be adjusted if you are enrolled in option C? Right now, currently, school fees have not yet been paid, but if you happen to submit your payment for fees for school fees and then choose option C at a later date, it's pretty simple. We will reimburse if you choose 50% participation in option C of your student fees and you come back for the second half of the year, you'd pay half of the fees. If you choose option C for the entire 2020-2021 school year, the school district would reimburse 100% of your school fees. How will the district handle contact tracing and responsible distancing? Once again, the Miami County Health Department will deal with any potential positive cases that transpire in the district. They will come out and do an investigation. They will handle the contact tracing. They will also handle all communications between the district, families, students, and staff. They'll be responsible for all communications and form letters that are sent out. They'll handle the contact tracing. They'll also handle and identify who's been exposed, who's going to be quarantined, and for the length of quarantine. And we'll also be working very closely with them in regards to responsible distancing, not only in classrooms, but also on school buses, in the cafeteria at lunch, and a number of other areas throughout the district. To help with the responsible distancing, the state of Ohio has obviously come out recently and is requiring all students ages 10 years of age and up to wear a face mask at all times, unless they cannot maintain 6 feet of social distancing, and then also for staff members as well. So we think that'll help, but we're also looking at being creative with lunches. We're going to have further conversations with our Bethel Education Association, our teachers union, this upcoming Friday, to kind of see what options we have as far as coverage with staff at lunches to limit the number of students that we have in the cafeteria at one time. So a lot of this information we're kind of figuring out as we go, and we'll continue to have more FAQs and be able to release more information at a later date. Next question has to do with open house. Will there be an open house, and how will it be handled? Will sixth graders or any new students have orientation programs? For the 2020-2021 school year, Bethel Local Schools has chosen to cancel all open house sessions. It's unfortunate. We realize the impact that it has on families, and we also realize how much it connects families to Bethel Local Schools. But for the folks that have attended open house on a regular basis, we do see how many people come up here. And although that's a great thing, we cannot maintain responsible social distancing with that amount of people in the building at one time with open house. Because of the smaller numbers with sixth graders and also new students, we too plan on having orientation programs for those students and their families this school year. You should expect more information very, very soon from the building level principals and how they're going to organize that. I would fully anticipate having multiple sessions to try to keep the number of students and families in one session limited. I know, like in particular, the middle school level, in speaking with Mr. Ziegler yesterday, he's already talked about having 3 different opportunities of sessions for 6th grade students and their families to try to keep those numbers down. So you can fully expect to have 6th grade orientation and new student orientation. Just be on the lookout for more information very soon from your building level principals. The reopen plan indicates that secondary students grades 6 through 12 will be allowed to carry backpacks throughout the days to minimize locker use. Will they be allowed to use wheeled backpacks or book bags? We are allowing students in grades 6 through 12 to carry backpacks. The purpose of that is to try to eliminate the amount of traffic in the hallways and the congestion at lockers between class periods and class changes. At this time, we are not considering allowing wheeled backpacks and book bags. Students will still have access to lockers. We're just going to strongly recommend that they do not visit their lockers as much as they can during the school day. The purpose for not allowing wheeled backpacks is that it could be a safety hazard and a trip hazard for students that are walking down the hallways, and we don't want to create any unnecessary injuries by having backpacks on wheels. At the elementary level, we've also talked about allowing students to have their backpacks in classrooms, and I do know that we're currently in the process of purchasing additional cubby units for each of the individual classrooms so students can store their backpacks in their classrooms and not necessarily have to go out into the hallway to lockers. Next question, how will Quest be handled for the upcoming school year for students that are identified as gifted and talented? Quest will be handled exactly how it was handled at the end of last school year. We will still provide opportunities and services for our students. If you choose option C, it would essentially be done virtually. We will be connecting our gifted and talented teacher with those students that have been identified, and you could fully expect some online activities, extended learning opportunities, and work sessions that will allow your students to get the necessary services that they require for their gifted and talented plan. For those students that are gifted and talented and remain at Bethel Local Schools, once again, we'll still provide those services here at school. We'll probably do some readjustments of homeroom settings to keep those students kind of blocked together so that there's not as much traveling throughout the building, so that they can still meet with Mrs. Wagner, especially at the elementary and middle school level. So we'll continue with gifted and talented services with Quest this year. Some of the other county schools are providing a hybrid option for students to attend school a few days of the week and others at home. Is Bethel Local Schools considering something similar? I would say absolutely. At this point in time, all options are on the table. It's just the fact that we have not publicized a hybrid option at this time. Our full intent is to come back to school with option A, unless we're given further guidance and a change of plans from the state of Ohio or the governor's office. We're also trying to offer the best of both worlds with option C, which is allowing students to remain Bethel Local School students, but to be educated at home with the PLP and the third line option. I know a number of schools in the county have publicized hybrid options. I've received some emails asking, Milton Union's having a hybrid option. Why don't we have a hybrid option? Milton Union does have an option, but it's only a last case option. They're not providing it for this school year unless they absolutely have to. Miami East is having a hybrid option. Yes, Miami East does have a hybrid option for the first 4 days of school. After the first 4 days of school, Miami East is coming back as regular. The only school at this time in the county that's considering a hybrid option is Troy City Schools. And we respect the decisions of Troy City Schools, just like I hope those school districts respect the decisions that Bethel Local Schools is making. If we feel like we get into a point in time where positive case numbers are going up, and with further guidance and discussions with the health department, we do not feel that it's safe to send kids back to school, we do have a hybrid option in our back pockets to bring out. Just at this time, we're considering option A and option C. Kind of just to provide some additional information in regards to the PLP and option C, there's been some questions in regards to what kind of activities can we expect, how can parents have access to those forms, how are assessments going to be handled, etc. With option C, there will be a parent dashboard. The parent dashboard will be an opportunity for parents to log in and to essentially monitor the progress of their students. They'll be able to see what kind of activities they're working on daily. They'll be able to see what kind of grades they're receiving on assessments. They'll also be able to monitor how much time their kids are spending on devices throughout the school day. In addition, like we mentioned before, we will have a teacher of record for every student in the district. That teacher of record will essentially allow the district to progress monitor your kids at home with option C to make sure that they're doing the necessary work needed to ensure their success. The options with C also provides, like we mentioned before, gifted and talented services. It will provide opportunities for intervention specialists to stay connected and work with those students. All of the courses on option C are also NCAA approved. So if you have any aspirations of going on and playing collegiately in college at the next level, you will maintain all of your necessary course requirements for the NCAA clearinghouse. Just a friendly reminder though, we would expect all middle school and high school students to carry 5 full credit hours to maintain athletic or extracurricular eligibility here at Bethel Local Schools. That's kind of the information that we have for today. Like we said before, please email us at faq@blsk12.org. If after viewing this FAQ more questions come up, please email us and we'll continue to have more of these updates as we need. Thank you for your time and have a great day.